What's up guys, Mickle here, and one of the funniest things about the ongoing Ripple SEC case is how little the SEC understands their own arguments. Guys, in this video, I want to show you something absolutely absurd the SEC said in the last summary judgment brief they wrote to the judge, because guys, this thing has major contradictions in it, and it literally is unenforceable. Guys, what the SEC is doing is they're trying to push a narrative to the court that XRP itself is a security, but their own arguments prove that doesn't make any sense. Guys, in this video, I want to go over that as well as some very interesting comments coming out of Hester Peirce. And guys, at the end of this video, I want to give you guys Jeremy Hogan's analysis of who will win this Ripple SEC case. Guys, this is Jeremy Hogan's last video, so make sure you stick around for that. Like always, guys, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. These three simple things go such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys ever need to go to Place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my link for Uphold down in the description below. Uphold is my favorite place to buy and sell XRP. With that said though, guys, let's jump right into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, real quick, moomoo just upped their holiday promotion, and you can now win 20 free stocks if you sign up with moomoo using the link in the description of this video. Guys, you can also win a chance to win $60,000 in their holiday sweepstakes. Guys, moomoo is an awesome trading platform. They have a great interface and they're regulated. So guys, do not miss out on this opportunity to get some free money, and go sign up with moomoo now using the link in the description of this video. So guys, I want to start this video and talk about a pretty interesting comment that just came out of Hester Peirce. Now guys, Hester Peirce is someone who is very confusing to me. She has made some pretty important comments about how the SEC is not given any clarity to cryptocurrency companies, and this definitely goes a long way in showing the court, hey, Ripple likely never had any fair notice. But guys, besides that, Hester Peirce really hasn't done much to help the cryptocurrency industry, and it seems like she's just kind of been getting run over by Gary Gensler. And it seems like despite the fact that a lot of people call her crypto mom, it doesn't seem like she's ever actually done anything for crypto. Well, earlier today, she tweeted out, "To all of you who think I'm a terrible SEC commissioner and there are lots and bots of you, this speech shows that I'd be even worse at being the commissioner of the other SEC." And that second part where she says the other SEC, she's talking about the SEC, the football conference. It's not really relevant, but I thought it was pretty interesting that she said there are lots and bots of you. She's kind of trying to say right here that a lot of people who criticize her are bots. And guys, not only is this untrue, most of the people who criticize her are not bots. I think this is her just trying to make herself feel better. I think she gets a lot of criticism from people in the cryptocurrency community, and to kind of try to make herself feel better, she's telling herself that a lot of these people are bots. Well guys, the fact of the matter is, most of these people are not bots, and they're just people the SEC has harmed. The SEC hurt a ton of retail investors with their case against Ripple and their case against Library, and a lot of people are pissed off. Hester Peirce has gone out of her way to make very good comments about cryptocurrencies, but she has not called the SEC out at all for harming innovation. She has made very broad statements about how the SEC isn't necessarily doing their job and how the SEC is not allowing innovation to prosper, but she hasn't called out anyone specifically. In fact, and I actually tweeted out in response to Hester Peirce, "Hester, you called Jay Clayton and Hinman men of integrity. How is that not a massive problem? You were at best helping to hide the corruption." So guys, my biggest issue with Hester Peirce is we don't see any real action from her. She makes all these broad statements, but then when she's actually pressed on specific issues like Jay Clayton, like Bill Hinman, she says they're men of integrity and they didn't mean to do anything wrong. Guys, it could not be more obvious that Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman did intend to do something wrong, and this was actually stated by other SEC commissioners. So guys, the fact that she's going out of her way to protect people like this, it just makes it hard for me to take her seriously. If she was actually serious about fixing the SEC, if she was actually serious about helping blockchain prosper in the United States, then she would be specifically with examples going to Congress and saying, you need to investigate the SEC for these 3 reasons. That's not happening, and if anything, she's just been hiding from the public. The fact that she also tries to say that a lot of people calling her out as bots is obviously disturbing in its own reason. It seems like she just kind of thinks she's better than a lot of people who are asking for her help. A lot of people are only frustrated with her because we've been in cases against the SEC for 3 to 4 years, and we've gotten almost nowhere. So I just think this is a kind of out of touch statement by Hester Peirce. I think she has a lot of work to do if she actually wants to gain the respect of the cryptocurrency industry, and she needs to actually do something rather than just talking. The only thing Hester Peirce has done in the last 4 years for crypto is right her safe harbor proposal. And guys, we all know that is a complete lost cause. It wouldn't give any clarity to anyone. It would just create more ambiguity. So all we want is Hester Peirce to come out and say, this is what makes something a security. This is what makes something a commodity. She has refused to do that. And that's why I just think all her talk doesn't really amount to much. Now, guys, with all that said, she does have an opportunity to save face because it looks like Gary Gensler is going to be facing a lot of pressure from the new Congress. The new Congress takes effect January 3rd, so I am praying that once that happens, we are going to see a lot of testimonies by Gary Gensler. Now, if this happens and Gary Gensler does start facing a lot of pressure from inside government, I can see Hester Peirce coming out and being more outspoken, especially if a lot of the blame is starting to be put on Gary Gensler. But still, guys, we need to see this happen first. I'm convinced this will happen. It's just hard to see where Hester Peirce is going to stand on it. Is she going to continue to be quiet and just ignore the issues going on at the SEC, or is she going to come out and actually be outspoken about it? I highly doubt she will come out and be outspoken about it, but it would be nice to see. With that said, though, I do think this pressure being put on Gary Gensler is going to be big. I really hope he does step down next year to try to avoid all the questions he's going to get from Congress. I think Gary Gensler has to know that they're going to go very hard on him, and I doubt he wants to be in that position. Now, Gary Gensler is an expert at dodging questions, so we'll have to see how he reacts to this. He might do one testimony, realize that it's just way too much, and drop out after that. Let's see what happens. I am under the prediction that Gary Gensler will not last his full term. It would make sense for him to stop his term before he starts getting questions from Congress, but let's see what happens. Either way, Gary Gensler's best days are definitely behind him. So guys, now I want to move on and talk about something completely absurd. The SEC throughout this case has made countless statements in different briefs that have literally made no sense. The SEC has acted very transactional. They argue each issue independently and don't think about the consequences on past things they've said. Because of that, they have constantly contradicted each other and said a lot of things that just straight up don't make sense. Guys, it's always funny catching the SEC in one of these situations because it just shows how underprepared they were for this case and how little they actually understand cryptocurrencies and blockchain. Well, guys, we just got another great example of this. Take a look at this. This is from the SEC's summary judgment brief. They said other far-fetched arguments well beyond the scope of this case include that the SEC has advanced a years-long position that the software and code that comprises the XRP ledger itself is a security, or about non-XRP tokens issued on that ledger. So right here, the SEC is saying, oh, it's completely absurd to think that the XRP ledger itself or any tokens issued on the XRP ledger would be securities based on their case against Ripple. Well, guys, this is one of the dumbest arguments ever made because the XRP on the XRP ledger, the XRP is part of the XRP ledger. It's part of the code. So for the SEC to be saying, oh, well, that's just completely absurd to say, no, it's not at all. You just don't understand what you're dealing with. And the next part is even funnier. The SEC is saying it's completely outside the scope of this case to say that tokens issued on the XRP ledger could also be implicated by the fact that they're trying to say XRP is a security. Well, guys, the reason this is so absurd is because you literally need XRP to mint different XRPL tokens. So the SEC is claiming that XRP itself could be a security, but if you issue another token on the XRP ledger, that's not necessarily a security, but you have to use the security XRP to mint a non-security token. Guys, the reason why that sounded completely insane is because it makes no sense. Stephen Hubert said the argument is so absurd. The SEC claims that other tokens on the XRPL are not securities, but in order to use these tokens, it's mandatory to use the XRP security, because the ledger only works with securities of Ripple as spam protection. Guys, he's obviously being sarcastic right here. The fact that the SEC thinks that me buying XRP to create a new token on the XRP ledger in any way involves Ripple is completely absurd. This is just another great example of the SEC putting themselves in a situation in this case where their arguments stop making sense. This is like what we talked about the other day, where the SEC claimed that the LBC token is a security of Library, but now the company Library is going to be gone and LBC is still going to be trading on the market. How is LBC going to be a security of a company that doesn't exist anymore? Guys, these are the things the SEC never thought out. It shows that the tokens themselves are not securities and the SEC cannot get around these facts. all of their cases are under thought out. They don't draw the correct conclusions. And this is just a great example of the SEC bringing something to the court's attention that literally proves it doesn't make any sense to call XRP a security. So guys, last of all, Jeremy Hogan just made his last legal briefs video, and he actually gave us a prediction for who he thinks is going to win the Ripple SEC case. He actually gave Ripple a chance of winning of around 49%, and he believes Ripple is going to win on the issue of there was no investment contract. The SEC did not find a single investment contract between Ripple and XRP holders, and Jeremy Hogan thinks that's Ripple's ticket to winning this case. Now guys, this isn't some 50-50 scenario. He gave 4 options. He gave the SEC's chance of winning actually at about around 20%. So guys, it looks like Jeremy Hogan is pretty confident Ripple is going to win this. He says in the beginning of the videos that he just wanted to hedge his bets. So guys, I have a feeling Jeremy Hogan thinks that Ripple's chances of winning are actually a lot higher, but either way, I will certainly take that. And guys, the fact of the matter is, Ripple does really have the better argument. If you listen to his video, he is convinced that the investment contract issue is a massive problem for the SEC, and he doesn't think the SEC is going to be able to close that gap. Either way, though, I just wanted to say, completely regardless of his prediction, I am super thankful for everything Jeremy Hogan has done. It's sad to see this will be his last video. He's actually one of the people who really got me interested in this case and really got me interested in Ripple's chances of winning this thing. When this thing first got dropped, I was pretty skeptical about everything going on, but Jeremy Hogan really broke things down in a really easy to understand way and got me passionate about covering this case on this channel. So massive thank you to Jeremy Hogan. Everything he's done for the XRP community has been greatly appreciated. And guys, I do have a feeling he's going to have one last video when we do win this case. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.